Okay.
I'd rather grab Alex's, but I can just run this off this for 100.
Sure. Literally everybody's high school dream car, or at least it was like mine when I was in high school, and that is the Acura RSX. And that was like the goal for a lot of enthusiasts. And now we're all out here, out in the world, big boy jobs, and some of us were lucky enough to pick up one of those cars. I'm not one of them. And all I have to say is that I'm jealous. Either way, if you did manage to pick up an RSX, you've come to the right place, because on today's episode of What Wheels Fit, we're going to be going over just that. Before we go ahead and get right into it, don't forget to subscribe. And if you're watching this video because you're looking for a new set of wheels, tires, or suspension, make sure to hit up fitmentindustries.com. So when looking at wheels to fit an Acura RSX, we are looking at a range of 17 to 20 inches in diameter, 7 to 9 inches in width, and offsets landing between plus 30 and plus 45. That is going to be your guaranteed fitment range. So if you're looking at wheels right now and it lands within that range, you should be good to go. That is going to be your base point to look at. However, we can't just leave it at that. And that's maybe not, everything in there that we would recommend. So what we're going to be doing is gathering data from the Fitment Industries gallery to get more specific on what other owners are running on these cars and give you some good first-hand examples of how those setups look. So all that being said, the first type of setups we're going to take a look at today are going to be for those who are probably going to be daily driving these cars or want to do something that will look good, but it's not going to be like super aggressive and there's no fender rolling to be had or anything like that to get all these wheels and tires to fit. So first up, we have a 2002 RSX running some Work Emotion wheels, 17x8 plus 32 with some Federal tires, 595s, 225/45 on the sides, and some Tein Coilover suspension. Next up, we have a 2003 on some Avid 1 AV6s with the same size at 17x8 but with an offset of plus 35. So a little bit of higher of an offset, bringing the wheel in towards the car a little bit, just a little less aggressive than that plus 32. Hankook Ventus V12 Evo 2 tires, 215/45 for the size on that. And again, we see this on Tein Coilovers, a very popular option for these cars. Now, if you're wanting to get the same functionality but maybe want to run an 18-inch wheel instead of a 17, then here we go. We have an example of this 2002 on some Adhan AH08 wheels, 18x8.5 plus 35, so going up an inch in diameter and a ½ inch in width with a similar offset. So this is going to be slightly more aggressive with that width, but still nothing crazy to require any fender rolling or anything like that. We see this setup running a 205/40 tire and once again sitting on some Tein Coilovers. Again, very popular. So let's kick it up a notch into some little more aggressive setups, shall we? So here we will start to see cars a little bit more of a battle stance or flush type of fitment. So first up, we have a 2006 RSX running a set of Enkei RPF 1s, 17x9 plus 22. So we see a decent change in the width and offset. Pair that with a 245/50 tire sitting on some BC Racing coilovers. Now this will require a little bit of fender rolling to get them to fit without any rubbing, but it still looks like really good. Bumping up into an 18-inch wheel, we see this 2003 with some Cosmos Racing MR7s, 18x9 plus 25 with some 215/40 tires, again on some BC Racing coilovers as well. Bumping it up even a little further from that, starting to get a little bit more of a poke fitment, which is again popular on these cars as well. We see this 2002 sporting a set of Adhan DSO3s, 18x9.5 plus 30 with a 225/40 tire on some Tein Coilovers. From the cars in our gallery, we can see that 17x9 with an offset landing around plus 22 to plus 30 can get you a good track stance. And if you want something a little more aggressive with a bit of stretch tire, we see an 18x9 or an 18x9.5 start to come into play. Which brings us to our last type of fitment that we're going to go over for these cars, which is going to be the most aggressive out of all of them, and it starts to get us to that fender to lip or stance territory. So if that's what you came here for, here you go. First up, we have this green 2002 running some Cosmos Racing XT206Rs, 18x9.5 plus 10 with a 215/35 tire on some BC Racing coils. Or this very similar setup, only difference is the tire size of 225/35 instead. Quick note on these that there has been some fender modifications, like removing the fender liners or cutting out the fender liners to keep everything from rubbing. Stepping into one of the most popular RSXs in our gallery is this 2006 on some work VSXXs. Now this is a 17 by 9.5 -7 offset, some Nanking NS20 tires, a 205/40 on some airlift air performance suspension. So there you have it, some examples of over 248 RSXs that are currently sitting in the gallery at fitmentindustries.com. So if you didn't see exactly what you are looking for listed here, first of all, I'm sorry. Second of all, just hop on over to the gallery and check out all of the other 248 that are sitting over there. Guaranteed you'll find at least one that you will like. So if you have an RSX, feel free to add it to the gallery as well. It is our biggest tool that we have to help people find the right fitment for their vehicle. I'm Gels from Fitment Industries, FI Garage. Don't forget to subscribe and check out everything wheels, tires, and suspension related, fitmentindustries.com. We'll see you later. Peace.